I think.
So annoying. Like, I'll go out to talk to Hood and Wallace and that and come back in and it automatically suppresses me. What's that for? Oh, cool, we're live. Alright, welcome back.
Have we got audio?
47 coins. That's like by far the biggest. It's by far the biggest Borg the entire time so far. That's ridiculous. The fact that he's 18 coins less than Biscotti is absolutely insanity, if you ask me.
That was biggest bargain, you said, right? Balwas, not biggest Borgen?
I heard biggest Borgen. Biggest bargain.
I heard biggest Borgen.
If only he was back too.
That's a good.
Like, you were the biggest Borgen ever.
We are continuing. We are about to get under the next round. That's the first round set. It's pretty interesting to kind of see the tracks that the captains have laid out so far for the rest of their draft. Aspilaqueta is up with his nomination, waiting on that any moment now.
We've got we've got Aspi and Doc and Bob A, who they're not going to have a lot of betting power coming into this next draft, so they're going to have to be clever about who they nominate and who they actually want, because you don't want to throw somebody up that you really want only to be outbidded for them. So
now that was a clever one though. Putting in Whiskey Jack. Whiskey Jack is going to go for high. There's no way that Aspilaqueta is going to be able to get Whiskey Jack with the 33 coins that he's got. Of course, he did make a bid anyway because again, nothing to lose. But that was a smart pick. Whiskey Jacks are going to go. A couple of the other coins are going to get tanked, and Aspilaqueta is going to make some more traction on the rest of the field in terms of finance goes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Acti is going to spend a large amount of his money on him, because Whiskey and Acti are obviously quite good friends. And that Acti pretty much led Whiskey's team last season. And Whiskey and Milo would work well together. I know they played in Mind the Cap together in O Contenders.
And that does look like a pretty strong team. If Acti can get him, that would be a pretty good 3 out of 4.
Well, Doku and A are both bidding on him. I mean, Whiskey and Evoke, if we're going to go back to Season 3, where they were one of the most formidable defenses that, OLTP's ever seen.
It's going to get interesting.
Let's also take this time to mention that Activation, there's only one, if Activation really wants him, there's only one other person who has more money than Activation, and Rain has 1 extra coin over Acti. So, if Acti wants to get Whiskey, Rain's probably not going to go for Whiskey Jack because, you know, his notorious strategy of wanting to get those rookies or those dark horses. Activation, if he wants Whiskey Jack, he could probably get him.
Rain has also referred to Whiskey Jack as washed up before. So, you know. Definitely, I don't think that Doku was planning to get Whiskey going into this. I would not be surprised. Would have been planning to get him, but I would not be surprised at all of Evokers really pushing to play defensive Whiskey again, because that would just be absolutely fantastic in a league where the defense isn't as strong as it has been in previous seasons.
It doesn't look like the bids are going much higher than this at the moment. It could be Doku that's going to clinch it. Acti's just changed his bet up to 47. Acti and Doku are really keen on getting Whiskey.
47 is still, I reckon, low price for Whiskey Jack at the moment.
No matter which team gets him, it's going to be a pretty terrifying defense to have to deal with as an offender in Majors.
Doku's pushed that up further. The train is moving a lot slower than it was at the start of this auction and in the middle of it, but it's a battle between Dokugan and Activation at the moment. And again, they have the 2 highest amounts of money left over, with the exception of Rain.
Acti has outbid Doku again.
He just won up his own bid, didn't
he? He just raised his own bid.
It's mind game. You gotta show that you're aggressive. Showing that you're stronger than yourself. And Doku's deleted his bid. This is gonna go to Acti for 50 coins.
Looks like Doku's pulled out, and Acti is gonna get Whiskey.
Acti and Milo. I mean, Whiskey and Milo is an absolutely fantastic defense. That's 93 coins though. That's leaving Acti 7 coins to go on his offense, considering he was going so high on Letty.
And speaking of bargains, Whiskey Jack for 50 is a bargain.
Oh,
Whiskey Jack.
No, we were talking about Borgans, not bargain.
Borgans, I'm sorry. Was Borgan a bargain? Was Bargain a Borgan?
I know that Whiskey's a Borgan. Whiskey
Jack is absolutely a bargain. He has, in any combination that he's been in, his partner every season has had 100 gasp.
100 D.
100 D gasp.
The first time.
That was true with Biscotti, who is a rookie going into Majors, might I add, as well. and Evoke the season before, although Evoke I think is perfectly capable of getting that score on his own. Whiskey Jack has been at the top of the defensive table each season. There is no reason why that would change this season with the other top tier defenders dropping out. Whiskey Jack and Milo is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
In other news, I just got a Snapchat from TeeJay. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, yeah, he's in his kitchen. Why do you keep toilet paper on your kitchen desk? What's wrong with you? The kitchen bench is not the place for toilet paper.
Talk about the defense we got from the Scotty. That's way too fucking cheap, and that defense is way too scary.
But Vexation's up next. Vexation
coming from the highest paid defender.
Vexation was really, really strong last season until he left abruptly.
Vex was absolutely incredible with Rain. It was such a good partnership. It's just... He's really, really, I think Vex is a really, really hit and miss player. When Vex is on, when Vex is playing well and he's happy, he's absolutely incredible, and he's right at the top of majors. But I'm not entirely sure how committed Vex is going to be. Came back and he seemed in a pretty good mood then. But...
Do you think he's as committed as he was last season, or more committed?
Well, regardless, I think if the bets stay the way they are now, 10 coins for Vex is a steal.
And those are good combinations as well that you're looking at. Aspilaquator and LMO. Otokugan's come into this race as well. I guess Boba has. Everyone wants him. I was going to say that Vexation and Letty, Vexation and Evoke, those are some, even Vexation and Pinkman, those are some good combinations.
TeeJay, your Snapchats appear to be a huge hit on the YouTube stream. People are crying out for more TeeJay Snapchats.
Vex is slowly moving up here. I think he went for about 30 last season, didn't he? Something like that.
I do not recall.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went for around that same level this season as well.
Definitely. He's... One thing as well, he was talking about playing defense last season. It's something I'm really happy he didn't. If you look at his stats right now, his defensive ones are absolutely fantastic.
I think he's always said that he wants to make the switch to defense every single season, and he never has. I don't think he's going to switch to... I don't think that's new now. And certainly don't think it should be given any credibility. Vexation is still a solid offender. Could be good at defense, but definitely a really solid offender. Dokugan for 23 tag coin. The bidding is slowed down. And up it goes again every time I say it. It's a commentator's curse.
Alameo and Vex, that's... Alameo is trying to draft a most old school team right now.
Well, that's who he's played with. Remember, he hasn't been here last season. Do you reckon that is going to have an influence on how he perceives a lot of the people who were successful last season? Such as Pinkman or Biscotti, for example, who he wasn't really pushing out that much.
He went pretty high, Biscotti. He pushed him up to around 50. An interesting thing I was just looking at, most of the top defenders are already gone now. Hoog and Squash are probably the next two best ones left. Maybe Moose. But 26 coins to Vex. That to A.
And A still has
old school
27. And A has 27 coins left over to pick another defender. That could be enough to land him Squash or Hoog. And Hoog and Evoke worked together last season. Whether or not they work together well is something that maybe I shouldn't comment on. But, they have experience together, and if Alameo is going for experience, and with the Kitty Cap's name as well, that's something to focus on. Getting Hoog for 27 coins is definitely viable.
I think Vex for 26 coins is still a good effort, considering now he's going to be playing alongside A, who is an absolute pain to defend against.
That'll be something Vex will be happy about as well. He'll be looking forward to this, which is really important for Vex to succeed. Dokugan nominating again.
What was that?
Haze 13. Haze 13.
He's going to Rain, watch it.
Yeah, definitely. Rain's definitely going to push him up highly, but Haze 13 is... I hate playing against him. He's really, really mechanically solid.
I was talking to PT about him, because PT played defense a lot with him last season, and he said that mechanically he's ridiculous, and his decision-making is improving a lot.
Improving a lot. That's good to hear because I think someone might suggest that he might have lost his team a chance at playoffs last season because of a certain decision that he made to go for a power up instead of going direct for the flag. Lost that by a quarter of a tile. But if he's working on that, he's going to be the top defender or one of the top 3 defenders going into this season. I really, really value Hayes as a defender. And for 25 tag coins is an absolute steal.
He topped minors last season, and I think 25 coins. I reckon that's about what he's worth. It's gonna be a big step up, and this is the 3rd season in a row where Hayes has ended up playing with Rain. Technically, they played together at the end of season 3 when Hayes was a free agent. 25 coins. I think that leaves Rain another 30 odd to spend on his defense. Oh, well, I'm even saying defense. It's going to be Carbolic. We all know that.
Which wouldn't be a bad icing on the cake for that, the new Cap 22s as well.
Rain and Bow to be a scary offense. What I'm interested about is who is Noob going to go to?
That's an interesting one as well. He has, because of course he did win a Premier Ball. That looks good on a resume. But last season, he also might have been responsible for a lot of the demise of John Travolta because of his hiatus as well. He did leave because of lag issues. But Balwas, you're up.
Shit nomination, to be honest.
Well, I don't disagree. Guy can't even hold a button properly, but Balwas, I think that is a good backup to any defensive combination. So I'm not surprised that the main people who are bidding on him is Stokugan. And even Alameo. Is Alameo going to want to put a Voke on defense with a Vexation? That's interesting that Alameo is going for him, probably just pushing up that price a little bit. But to have Balwas alongside Pinkman can definitely be a really good duo. And the way that the prices are going now would give Doku plenty of coinage left over to go for another strong defender to match him.
Balwas, you've almost tripled your draft stock from last season, if I remember correctly.
Something like 6, I think. I'll take this.
Was it showing your season 3 minus score as opposed to last season's one?
Because that would have been much higher than my season 4 major score.
I take no fault for that.
Okay, we're getting told off by TeeJay. We've got to talk more.
I don't want to talk about myself.
Never shut up about yourself.
I know, I am the best.
26 tag coins to Dokugan. Yeah, that looks like that's where it's slowing down.
This is really driving up, Balwas.
Yeah, if any of the captains are listening, I'm telling you, like, it's overpriced.
Yep.
Because the captains are going to be listening to us while they're drafting.
Oh, of course, especially with that delay.
There you go, Balwas. That is a majors team for A.
Yeah, that
Is it?
Tell AI love him.
That looks like 3 offenders.
Well, it better be because he's got no tag coins left. A is out of contention for these picks now.
Unless Vexation is honest about switching to Vex is honest about switching to defense.
Vex can play D. I've seen Vex play D. He's decent at it.
Well, this actually could make for remember season 2 was it where we had 0.12 Rivals who played 1 and Klosek who were switching between O and D. You can see a similar strategy being applied here with Evoke and Vexation. I can definitely
see the advantage of having a more lucid team of players that are able to work on both offense and defense being advantageous to a team that's got 2 grounded defenders and 2 grounded offenders.
Yeah, no doubt the chemistry is going to be the focus for practice against A. Take a drink every time I say chemistry, right? And teamwork. Maybe I just have a bit of an obsession for it, based on my own history.
Okay, yeah, right. So we've got Doku, who's got a significant amount more coins than anybody else. Acti and A are pretty much finished when it comes to their betting at the moment. Bob A, Rain, and Aspi have still got a fair bit of betting power, but I definitely think Doku holds a lot of the power at the moment, which he needs to because he needs 2 more picks to make a majors team, and a lot of the players are getting snapped up pretty quickly.
Yeah, he might have lasted a bit late to jump into this auctioning. Pinkman for 44 tag coins was a decent pick, but with all of the other top to mid-tier majors kind of slipping away from his fingers at the moment, he might have left it a bit late to jump into this race, but I guess we'll have to wait till the end of the next 2 rounds to see. I think got 1.5 rounds left to finish off majors lineups.
I know who I'd be drafting if I was Doku.
Yeah, who's that?
Squash. I reckon Doku and Squash could work absolutely fantastically together. Squash is going to be away for the first 3 weeks of the season, if I remember correctly. But he is... don't think he'll be particularly expensive, because he's not particularly active on Mumble, does play a lot of pubs, but he showed he could lead the Vasilla Files when they collapsed last season, but we see Dope being nominated by Bobe.
And it's actually quite surprising that Dope is being nominated this late. I would have thought he would have been one of the first lot to go.
Flew under the radar, but I think having that pick, I think Azpilicueta was probably looking for that pick to go a lot later as well. He might have been able to pick up Dopeseo, get a bit of a steal. Dopeseo and Letty, imagine that happening.
The problem that Azpi's got is that he doesn't have a lot of betting power. If Doku decides that he wants Dope, there's not a lot that anybody's going to be able to do to stop him.
And there isn't much contention for him either. I think Bobe also is in a really good position, bar the low number of coins relative to Dokugan, but with that lineup, Bobe would be able to get really good, a lot of value, I think, out of Dopeseo.
Yeah.
Imagine Letty and Dope playing an offense together like that.
That is terrifying.
They won Region Wars together with Hayes and PT on defense. They won World Wars together, actually. Azpi's maxed out. Is anybody going to go higher? This would suggest that Azpi is looking to play defense. Looking to pick up a cheap defender like Shoebox.
You'd hope someone's going to go higher, because 33 tag coins is very cheap for the highest scoring offender last season.
Only 6 coins more
Yeah,
than me.
Doku can pick him pretty easily with 34 there.
And that would be a smart move from Dokugan.
Doku and Pink will be fantastic together. It's probably the 2 of the 3 most mechanically gifted offenders on the server. And I know Dope has been drilled by Elfie, like, in terms of, like, knowledge about Tag Pro.
34 tag coins. Really good value.
Dope's ping is going to be stable, and he's going to be his time isn't going to be taken up by Hatsball. That's a massive. That's probably the biggest bargain so far if Dope is going to be committed.
And not only that, but he still has 22 tag coins left to pick up his last player, or some minus players if he chooses to reserve some money for them. So that's great stuff from Dokugan. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of last season where the offender who spent so much money on has Dubset had some availability issues? Is that why he went so low?
He said he's leading Hacksball. Now he's pretty much the only commissioner for that league, and he's taken up a lot of time over that. He said in his sign up that Hacksball is going to be more important than Tag Pro to him.
Blasphemy.
His activity has increased again since the tryouts have started coming on. He's been pretty solid in them.
I mean, he was slipping in and out of majors last season on Cup 22s as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, his commitment's always going to be a bit. Dodgy. Because he's working a lot. He's working a lot, has uni, and he has a girlfriend according to his sign-up, which I don't believe. But
ouch. Take that.
Ruth is a great guy and a very solid defender. He's played with PT for the last 2 seasons. And 4 coins to Doku, that's dumb. That is so... Even if Moose turns up to half a Majors game, that's so ridiculous.
Moose will commit when he gets out of the bath. Thanks, iTag, for your...
Speaking of the devil, he's just come online.
We are taking a break. This is the end of the second round, so we are going to take just another short break. Let Captains
break.
Probably recuperate with their team a little bit, talk a bit more about the final player to clear off some of those teams. Of course, this next round is going to be a lot more important for Bobe and Azpilicueta, isn't it?
They've got
It's,
a lot of work to do to catch up now.
They do, but the good thing about Bob A and Aspi is they do have a fair bit of money still. Rain has managed to keep his budget quite high despite the fact that he's picked up 2 players. So, yeah, A will basically be sitting back and watching the rest of this draft come by. He does have a pick, but at this point, he's probably going to try and be... He'll either do one of 2 things. He'll pick somebody who he thinks nobody's going to bid for, and so he can pick them up. Or he'll pick somebody that he knows everyone's going to bid for to try and lower everybody else's money. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with that, but he does already have a full team, so... Or full majors team, so he might just be looking for a sub, but... Probably be looking for, I would say an offensive sub. But Vex can switch between the 2, so it might actually be more beneficial for him to go for a defensive sub.
Even Evoke can play offense pretty solidly still. Like he reckons he's dropped off a fairly large amount, but playing with him from last season, he still does some jukes, which I just don't understand how they work.
Evoke was an offender in Season 2, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and I remember everybody's really confused when he played defense for like 1 game in there. He goes to Season 3 and gets 100D.
There still is quite a few defenders who could go for that low end of the auction. I'm looking at Hoog, I'm looking at Squash, King Hit as well, bit of a dark horse, but you know, I think that, as we said, we did say that before the draft, didn't we, that if there is going to be a season for him to step up, this could be it. And even Arcane, who has been on the low end of majors, high end of minors last pretty consistently actually over the last several seasons. So I wouldn't be surprised if he goes at some stage during the, not necessarily the next round, but to top off some of these teams.
Not that I can think of.
Drogo and Closek. We completely overlooked Drogo and Closek, and Noob as well. Noob is still on the list. All offenders, but they're still there. Esteem. If we stop looking at the defenders and we look at the offenders, then there is a much larger pool of players who really should have gone by now.
It's going to be interesting to see who Esteem goes for. I mean, he played with Bobby last season with Vexillophiles, and they didn't work together at all, really. I mean, Esteem plays well when he has someone like... Esteem plays well when he has someone like Letty to make plays, and then Esteem just kind of picks up from there.
It has to make you wonder what this season's going to be like with so many top-tier offenders still around. We could be seeing a lot more caps than has been traditional in OLTP. We've obviously had a fair few high-ranking defenders drop out. The offenders have stayed around, so it could be a pretty punishing year for defenders, I think.
Well, the ones of people like Closek and Drogo, like Drogo, both of them have barely come a mumble at all. Drogo said in the sign-up that his ping's going to be questionable the entire time because his housemates apparently use Netflix way too much. Closek's in Germany for, I think, a month, maybe?
Well, Bleach was in China, they never stopped him.
Haha!
Something.
Which team are you looking forward to going on at this stage?
I'm not paying too much attention to that. I got a job to do.
How's everything running on your end of things? Is everything smooth enough?
Yeah, it's going pretty smoothly. Couple of complications as expected. We're just having a little bit of a break. Some people are getting some food.
Some people, eh?
I think
Right.
Acti as well as Rain, and Aspi's having a little bit of a break as well.
I think some people in the YouTube chat have been complaining about the slow pace of this auction, so maybe if you could add a couple of hoops of fire and maybe shorten the auction time.
There's been a disappointing lack of gifs of dogs rolling in bubble wrap.
That too. Don't tell
And
everybody.
despite all of this, we heard there was going to be Pingu on the stream, and TeeJay has given us nothing.
Well,
issue's been the snack.
TJ's stream is barely running at the moment, so let's just not complain about that.
The reason why it's gone so long is mainly because of the sniping, I think, right at the end.
Yeah.
I'm 10 seconds in and they boom, I gotta get back. Can't another 10 seconds. It'd be interesting to see where the coins go.
What little coins there are left for some captains.
So there's 33 coins from Rain on Curveballed.
Started out quite expensive, didn't it?
Yeah, I think Biscotti for 65 was a pretty big spanner in the works for Bob.
Oh!
The hell was that? Someone just sneezed on our stream?
What do you reckon Acti's going to go for? He needs another offender.
You said, what do you reckon Acti's going to go for?
Who Acti's going to go for?
Oh, right. I don't know. There is still a lot of good offenders to choose from at the moment.
Insanity's still around, and he's another MTC, mind the cap, not cap test committee. Have a mind the cap member who Acti would have had experience playing with before, but I know, especially towards the end of last season, that I think they all came to an agreement that Vin was actually a better defender, but he was an offender.
There is still Demo. I don't know if Demo is ready to, or if anybody's prepared to make the jump with Demo, but I mean, he has consistently top minors, so you have to wonder when he's going to get minutes in majors on a more regular basis. There is obviously still a Steam.
Steam's going to be... Well, unless it's... I don't think Bobby will go for a Steam again, and therefore I think a Steam's going to be a massive underpay to any other captain who gets him. Aspie could still go for him, play defense, and then partner Letty and a Steam, who have been proven to work fantastically together. That's going to leave Aspie and a pretty cheap defender, so which I'm not sure will hold up against the strong offense that's looking like this season's going to be.
It is there's definitely a scary offensive duos coming out at the moment. I think that if Bobby or Aspie can get a Steam for a low price, and they should be pretty happy with that. I'm not 100% sure about Klosek. I haven't seen him playing a lot of Tag Pro at the moment.
Klosek, even in Season 3, there was didn't perform particularly well in majors. I mean, there was lots of talk of Season 2 that he only did so well because he had such a ridiculous team with him. And then, of course, after the season break, he's going to have dropped off a fair bit. So I'll be interested to see if Klosek's major standard, which to be honest, I doubt. So
take that, Klosek.
And he hasn't been terribly active. That's also something worth mentioning, because he hasn't necessarily been the most active over the last couple of weeks.
And as a commissioner, he's like, I think a lot of time he came. Last time I seen him on Mumble was when he had the debate night, which was a solid month and a half ago. So. We missed the obvious one. Bobby's just going to draft Goku to play offense with him.
For majors, you think?
No, I spoke to Bobby about this, and he said that Goku's availability is pretty much awful now, and given the fact that Goku just doesn't play Pops anymore either, I think Goku's doing full-time work, and that's taking up all of his time.
It would make for an interesting season, though.
I played a bit with him in Season 3, and he's very interesting to play with. I don't think there's many players apart from Bobe who would work particularly well with him. Last season he drafted in minors to Doku's team and didn't play a game, because I don't think anyone apart from Bobe will be able to get him to be active.
We've got the Pingu GIF on the stream as well, by the way. We did it. We got it up.
Nice.
Come in for that booty.
Make it bigger, TJ. Bigger.
Choice words.
Don't listen to Swole. We want half of this being the stream, the other half being Pingu.
Wallace, plus. Spelled much more incorrectly.
Relax, Well, it's just banter. Okay, looks like we're ready to get started. So we'll get back into it.
Missed the obvious offender. Where is 1-1 going for at the moment? Anybody turn into a trial to see that 1-1 is the most mechanically gifted 20-degree player ever?
Do you think Rain might do what he did to Max Raw in Season 2?
I can heal Max Raw, and
well,
imagine this, right? He can full on Max Raw somebody, and then he can pick up his cousin. Like, that would just be perfect.
I feel guilty for liking the idea of that. Are you about to get underway, Wallace? Waiting on out.
We were told by A that dinner with his family was essential, so could be waiting a while. So then you get people and they're like, "How was your day, A?" And he's like, "Yeah, fine. Can we not talk about it right now? Like, I got a draft to do." They're like, "No, this is family time."
Yeah, no, we didn't sign up for OLTP so that we could commit to more family time.
Exactly.
Although it is a tough choice. I think I got a nice rare steak waiting for me. I'm gonna get a tough choice between that beautiful steak with that lovely creamy sauce and commentating the OLTP Season 5 draft. John not even signed up for, but I'm here anyway because this is good. This is good. This is fun. This
is why you eat dinner at 5:40.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are talking about dinner. It's 4:45 at night for me. What's wrong with you people? Do you want to be hungry again before bed? Alright, and told we're back underway. It is SP's turn to nominate.
Cool. Aspilicueta probably eyeing squash at the moment. Wouldn't be surprised. I know Elfitso talks him up a little bit, and I know that Elfitso's got Aspilicueta in his pocket, so nah, there it goes. Carbolic pushing up Rain.
Carbolic. He's gonna. This should be interesting. What's Rain gonna do?
Well, that's a good call as well because Rain's one of the last people with good dollar next to his name. So Carbolic is a safe nomination to take that away from him, I think. I have to give big thanks to Anonymous user for leaking their strats to us.
I'd be so shocked if Rain doesn't get him here.
No, with 33 tag coins, I don't think he really has a lot to lose if he would have bet the rest of it. That would finish off his majors, and I don't think there are too many availability troubles in that lineup. Not with Baz, I think.
I'm so surprised ASP is not, just saving his budget for a Steam. That just seems like such a clear choice to me right now.
No, of course he's not. He's just pushing up the price of Carbolic.
Of course, it's always a risky game.
Well, tell that to Hoog. Yeah, there he's going out. He's probably pushing it for ASP. Although, then again, you know what? 25 tag coins for Carbolic Ball isn't too bad either for a good defender. He's one of the last good defenders that are on this list right now, and 25 tag coins isn't too bad, even if he does end up accidentally drafting him.
And Rain doesn't really have to worry about his budget so much, because this will round off his majors team.
Yeah, that too, that's what I was thinking. How much does...
Bobby steps in at the last second.
It's actually interesting. Aspilicueta and Rain both have the same amount of money, so if one of them wants to take the initiative and just put that 33 on Carbolic Ball, and that would secure it for them, unless Bobby, of course, wants to bid up further. He's got 2 coins on them. That's 22 tag coins, the time's running out.
Looks like it's going to go to Bobby. I'm shocked Rain's not doing this.
Yeah, but 27, still a good deal for one of the last solid defenders on this list.
It does leave Bobby 8 coins though to finish his offense.
Which with the amount of offenses that we have left, I wouldn't be too concerned with that, to be honest with you.
I'm not sure about the ones that Bobby would work well with, to be honest. There's lots of historically successful players left, but they've all got availability issues, really. Or ping issues.
Issues one way or another.
In a player like this is, I could see It's going to sound weird, but I could see Bobby and Jake working well as an
That's
offensive partnership.
That's honestly what I was gonna say as well. They're pretty good mates. I think they're pretty friendly with each other.
And Bobby is so good at the supportive offense style, which I could see Jake being an absolutely fantastic main offender. Like, not necessarily in majors, but he's aggressive. He's got really good mechanical skill. But he said in the sign-up he doesn't really want to play as a main offender. He wants to play with somebody who's going to be like an equal partner.
Oh, Bobby still might do that. It just might be a bit of a
Change for Jake.
Yeah, I mean,
A step up playing from minors anyway, in which he was pretty good in minors last season in a strong team, but not exceptional. We're going to see Drogo coming out.
Cheeky Drogo from Activation.
This could be an interesting one. I think obviously Drogo, if he can... I mean, the fact that they're showing his Season 2 statistics kind of demonstrates Drogo's decline over the last couple of seasons. Obviously, he didn't play last season. Season 3, he was in Bad Balls. He was the captain of Bad Balls 3 with A, and they went all the way to the Premier Ball.
Lost that one, but still really solid throughout that season.
So
2 tag coins to Rain. Wow.
Wow, that could be an interesting buy if Drogo can manage to get a stable connection for half an hour a week.
Well, you know, I think that's a fair pickup. I think at minimum Drogo is going to be a 2. I think that's pretty much where I would set the bar, because of those availability issues and because of his absence over the last season. So he's only going to be 2 or worth a lot more than that. So I think that's a good pickup for him. Albeit he is an offender, and I don't think that's necessarily what the Academy 2s need right now. But of course, still got plenty of cash and time left over.
Play defense.
We can't really say no to a Drogo going for 2 coins.
No, of course not. Although that would be interesting as well, though. You mentioned Balwas, Baz and Hayes on D. Haz, who is mechanically amazing. Baz, who has the intelligence and the experience from the last couple of seasons as a duo. And then you've got Rain and Drogo on offense. If Drogo is as good as he could be, that is going to be the top team for the season. That's going to be the team to beat.
I know in Season 3, I know that a lot of people thought he had dropped off a fair bit from Season 2 and Season 1. And with the Season 1 and with a whole season break, it's going to be a big change coming back for him.
And Doku has nominated Sh3box.
But no one's going to match it.
Not to be confused with Sh4box, his alias on pubs.
Because there's Activation putting that number up a little.
I'm surprised Aspie's not going for him.
At this point, I don't know who Aspie's waiting out for, or if he's just hoping that Rain's going to make a big bet so that he can get very good players for a cheap price, but Aspie really needs to do something to get some decent players.
Well, that's definitely what I've been doing. Again, like, there is still a couple of... there's still a large number of offenders left over, but he'd definitely be prioritising a defender at this point. Again, he still is one of the captains who has the power to change whether or not he wants to play offense or defense, which probably makes it safer for him to be able to wait this late before he's putting that much money on. And waiting for Bob A to finish off the last of his money. Oh, and, sorry, Rain to finish off the last of his money is a smart move, I think. This is Dokugan's nomination up next. I'd be looking to bait Asby. Maybe he's going to go for one of those last good defenders who have got on the list.
Surely Asby has to get his team at this point. That wasn't even nominated either.
There he is, the Hoglad, Hoggles.
Here we go. This could be interesting. I think Hoog should go for about 20 or so tag coins at the least. Like,
I mean, there's been a lot of talk in previous seasons that people suggesting that Hoog was a major standard, but like last season, he came third in Hoog D, I'm pretty sure. I mean, obviously it's biased because Hoog named it after himself, but Hoog definitely showed that he is capable of playing major defense with a right partner.
I think this could be an interesting battle between Rain and Aspie because I think both of them need a defender on their team desperately.
As far as I'm aware, those two players don't necessarily rate Hoogle that highly, though. Certainly not worth the 7 tag coins that Doku has just put him on. But I'm ready to be proven wrong. 18 tag coins from Dokugan. I mean, why not? He's got 1 slot left. He clearly really wants Hoog. Why not?
I have to wonder if Doku's now thinking about the snake draft and losing his tag coins to get himself another position in the draft.
I'm sure he won't be too bothered, but this is interesting, because from when I've spoken to Doku, he seemed to suggest that he wanted to play with an aggressive offender, because he wanted to play that more containing style, or let the other defender make aggressive moves. And Hoog is the exact opposite of that. Hoog is... Last season with Evoke, he just wanted... He let Evoke do whatever the fuck Evoke does, because Evoke's god at just random boosts.
I think Doku may have also realised, though, that he does need another defender, and he needs another decent defender, because he can't be 100% sure on Moose.
Well, Squash and Hoog are both pretty unpredictable, I think, insofar as they're either going to be really, really solid as far as polishing off, or they might just float around that mid-tier mark for the entirety of the season and not necessarily be too standout. So they're both risky picks. Doku decided that he wanted Hoog more than he wanted Squash, and was able to secure that, no questions asked. As well, and I'm still focusing on Nice Blackwater because that's gonna change the pace of it. Well, yeah, he does. Letty and King Hit, of course, both being those ballbusters, they automatically get along, and they're kind of just meant to play with each other. So that could be an interesting priority on defense for him. If Nice Blackwater were to play offense, he's got enough money left to probably pick up Squash and King Hit. I'm just going to pick out the rest of his draft for him. Insanity and said, right on the cusp between offense and defense. Majors and minors. I think that is a prime example of that, of just being right on the border, right on the line.
You should be able to get a good price for Vin. I think, given the economies of the other captains, it's basically just coming down to whether Aspi and Rain want him more than Bobe.
It looks like Aki is going to get him for 1, which would be a very good way to round out his team.
I think that's a... Yeah, wow.
That's a mistake. Bobe's got him for 0. I don't think that's meant to happen.
No.
He's gone to Aki on the picks section, which I assume...
That's right, it looks like just a small spreadsheet-based error.
No problem. But yeah, Vin for 1... I think that's pretty good. Vin's always seemed like a really like a strong minors player, and a solid majors player, but never necessarily dominant player in either. I think he really does need to try and settle on playing either defense or offense, as opposed to trying to just be in the middle. I think he's a stronger defender. I know, speaking to Truth last season, they reckon they had a stronger minors team when Dimson played O, when Vinsanity played D, as opposed to Vinsanity on O and Truth on D.
Not sure if they've decided to Looks like they decided to reset the nomination. It's still coming up with winner Bobe and then flicking to activations. Pick.
Yeah, sure they'll get it sorted out within the next couple of seconds. I think it did go to activation for 1 tag coin, but I mean, we see a different view from what all the captains see, so. But that actually makes it interesting for activation, because you've got Shoebox and Vinsanity, who, as I was saying before, both pretty much borderline majors and minors. One of those two are going to be competing for the last spot on the majors team, and one of them is going to be on minors. Of course, Milo and Whiskey Jack, 2 defenders, so he's going to be looking for Shoebox or Vinsanity to play offense. You said that Vinsanity was probably better suited for defense, but the offender is going to be the one who makes it to majors, the better offender.
To combine that, Shu plays both positions well as well. I think he's someone who both Vin and Shu have put down offense for this season, and I think they're probably both better at defense, to be honest. It'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Okay, so we've got that sorted out. Vin has officially gone to Acti for 1 coin.
Picking up 3 Minder Cat members and Shoebox. Didn't expect anything less of him. Now we just need him to draft Truth for the first round in Snake Draft, and we're all set. Pretty much Whiskey Jack.
You have to think, Aspi is leaving it late to get whoever he wants to get. He's got only one pick, whereas other players are looking really to round off their substitutes at the moment.
Rain as well. Rain has a lot of coins to spend on his last player here. Especially with Baz being able to play both ways pretty well. He could really go for anyone.
Well, I think assuming Drogo's shaky availability issues, Rain is probably just going to want to pick someone who's still probably going to want to polish off the major squad rather than picking a minus player. But here is Squash, we've been talking about, keeping on saying that he was going to be the last surprise, I think, for defense. As Pilaqueta, here he is coming back into the money, putting 10 tag coins off him. Looking at the numbers, as Pilaqueta, 33 coins left over, Rain with 31. But, that being said, Aspi needs to get one more person after Squash. And, you know, there's still a bunch of players that he could choose for that, but, of course...
Well, I think Squash is definitely the best defender left in the auction, and I think him and his team are probably the only two who I would say are definite majors left to be drafted, so... Yeah, he's definitely going to go up for high here.
They are going up high. This is the highest bid that we've had, I think, since you or Carbolic Ball. $25. The bids are slowing down. As Pilaqueta, I still think that's going to be valuable, but no, it is going to go to Rain. To polish off, that is a very, very good looking lineup for Rain. Might have learned from his mistakes over the last couple seasons.
Yeah, this is definitely much stronger than Rain's last 2 seasons. And this team can go... I mean, Squash can play offense as well, pretty solidly. So him and Baz might be able to be a bit interchangeable there. And Drogo, if Drogo doesn't have ping and he can return to anything like he was in Season 2...
So if I'm just looking at the names here, Aspilaqueta could potentially... It was probably going to end up switching to defense based on this.
He has to go for his team. Like, there's... No, I can't see any situation which he doesn't go for his team from here.
Well, that's what I'm looking at, is his next 2 picks potentially being King Hit and Esteem.
I'd be interested to see how Aspie and King Hit would be in Majors D. I don't think that'd be strong, but I think Aspie's waited too late.
Yeah, well, he doesn't really have much choice to make, does he?
Well, any team with Letty is going to be a threat, no matter what happens. And even... This is the first season Letty hasn't signed up as either. Letty is still a good defender, and he could try that. I think it would be a massive waste to play Letty on defense. He's going to have to try something interesting, and I think he's in a bit of trouble, to be honest.
Well, I've only got a small number of picks left over, so... The whole dynamic of all the teams could change really quickly here. We've got 3 teams decided so far, 3 teams for majors, probably 4 if you want to include LMAO. Who are you looking at is the strongest of all those? We've got Kitty Caps, Cap 22s, Shia LaBeouf, and Ballbusters.
It's really hard to say, to be honest. I'm going to be completely biased, and...
Of course you are.
I'm biased about, the Kitty Caps, because I reckon defense is going to be interesting. It's whether... I was just Snapchatting Vex. He seems pretty happy. He also seems a bit worried about the lack of defenders. If we can figure something else, I think it's very talented offense lineup. Oak is so good at defense that something's going to work well here. Doku's team, interested to see how the defense is going to work. Pinkman and Dope will inevitably be ridiculously good offensive combo that will be just stupidly difficult to defend against. But I'm not entirely sure about the defense in that team either. Acti's team looks strong. Like, they've got by far the strongest defense so far. So I'm not entirely sure Acti's going to be able to do incredibly well since he had Letty last season. And that is just so easy to play. Letty's just ridiculously easy to play offense with. Don't think Shoebox. I don't think Shoebox or Vinsanity are Major's quality offenders, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, we're just waiting. I think we're pretty much in the same feel as all the people in the chat right now, because we are. I think we're just waiting for the half round break. I think that wasn't the point I was going to make.
Sizzle's yet to sign up.
No. Curious where it would have gone, but no, I'm not gonna lose it. Just leave it with that. King Hit coming soon. Sorry, something about keeping your fish. King Hit's up next with that bid. And this was the one that we were all waiting for. We kept talking about it, saying that he was going to be a bit of a dark horse. Azpilicueta is going to be eyeing him, but the other. Hang on, who else has a lot of money? Azpilicueta's still got all the money left over. He has 33 tag coins, which is plenty more than the person who has the next most in 8.
Yep,
So
eight wins it straight away. Bobby can't top it. So yeah, I think this.
That may have paid off.
Aspie gets the next 2 players he wants.
Yeah, right. That is
no matter what happens.
He can just put 8 on the next 2. He's got 25 left over. He can just put 8 on the next 2, and he'll have enough tag coins left over that he'll probably end up getting the first pick of the snake draft as well, or whatever pick that he wants. So we were all dizzy. We were all saying we were unsure, but this is played right into the hands of Azpilicueta, who's probably going to pick up.
Though? Like it's all nice and cute, but like.
I mean, you look at that combination. You say that he's probably next going to pick up a Steam as his next best bet. With that Ballbusters trio of Letty, King Hit, and a Steam, and that's exactly what he's done. He has just put a Steam up there. He's going to get it. That is a really, really solid lineup of. I know that there are some concerns about the defense of presumably Azpilicueta and King Hit. Esteem can play defense sometimes, so that might be Esteem and King Hit as well. Either way, that is probably on the weekend of all the teams so far, but that is still a really, really strong team.
If King Hit could sort out his ping issues, then I can see this team being.
We haven't even talked about ping issues yet so far either. There's a new server. We just got a new server today. Maybe that'll make a difference. I mean, for me personally, I know that some people are experiencing a lot of increases as well. Also a lot of decreases, of course. But I personally have had my ping doubled, and that's making a big difference. You can feel your ping being doubled from 40.
Letty said his ping's gone up a whole 10, so you know, maybe he's not quite as good anymore.
OLTP now confirmed. Pay.
Course.
And you just
How much is
lucky
Google
20
Fiber?
bucks and he moves the server to you.
Can we get a quote from someone who works in Google for Google Fiber? That's what we need right now in the stream. That'd really make us good.
Roly Poly come up.
Is onto the team now.
I'm a little disappointed here because no captains have 22 tag coins left that they can bid on Roly Poly.
Calm down, Rain.
Come down the street.
Bobby and Aspie are the only two that can go over him. And he's going to go to A for 0 coins. And Rolly, again, he's another one of those players who was so hyped going into last season. And he showed that he was a really, really good defender in minors and could step up to majors. But he's another person who said that he's going to have ping issues because of roommates watching Netflix the entire time.
Bloody roommates.
Oh, come on, TJ. You're really going to complain about roommates in front of us, too?
Yeah.
Give it a month.
Yeah, it's good. Don't worry, once you try my smoothies, it'll be all good. Trust me. That's not a euphemism.
We're wrapping up his team, and that's picked up another defender. We're
I
going to
just saw
see
something
Noob
break
go
a
into
little bit.
Aspi for 8 coins.
Well, I just saw that break actually, because I think I saw that pop up as Bobe bidding 8 tag coins.
Bob tried to bid 9.
Oh no, I see that I see that now in that little section. The Aspilicueta's actually put 9 on him.
And there we go. Azpilicueta cleans up the round and picks up 3 of them.
Yeah, that's
And
a
that's
very
his
good
team.
lineup.
And now Bobe gets whoever he wants that's left.
So
We're
yeah,
gonna
that's
get
right.
drama out
Bobe
of
has
this.
the power.
She's going to get drama out of this because surely, some way. Because remember, Noob was pretty annoyed that he wasn't drafted by Elfie last season, that Elfie went for Aspi over him. I remember some choice comments from Noob about how he didn't particularly think that Aspi was that great a player. So this will be interesting to see. I mean, Noob, of course, is in England at the moment. And he signed up with a date on the last day of a possible.
There he
Goku!
is. There's Goku. And the last one, so that's going to go straight to Bobe. The last one, who's it going to be? It's only going to take 10 seconds for us to find out. And also, you can look at the tag points right now. Aspilicueta is going to get priority for pick. Bobe is going to get second. Rain third. Acti fourth. Doku fifth. And Alameo sixth for the snake drop.
Alameo depends on captain rankings.
Yeah, and Alameo is ranked higher than Doku.
I would.
I'm pretty sure you're looking at that. Alameo, like the order on the left-hand side is A, Bobe. It's from bottom to top, so A. Yeah, so it's A was most, then Bobe, then Rain. I think that's the order that was good.
I thought who told me that Rain was
Well, I think we've... Oh, that's right, they've had to cycle through
Rain
the
was
spreadsheet.
Rain was rated the highest out of all the captains, so it might not be
Whoa!
the order actually.
It's going for Pat. Oh, that is
Pat?
horrific. That is a great way to polish off
Jeez.
any auction draft. Pat.
Rookie. He's the first rookie drafted, really.
He is too. That's another good thing to mention. Pat, congratulations, first rookie of the season. And you know what? He's actually not too shabby either. I reckon he could definitely pull out some interesting moves going into this season. Under the advice of Bobe, Carbolic impersonate Goku, and Biscotti. That's a great banter team to add Pat to.
Definitely going to be a lot of fun team to hear from and to watch. So that concludes the snake. All right.
Yay! Alright. No,
Of course.
which sucks.
But we'll let you know.
The Champs-Élysées is a busy street. We getting down with everyone we meet. If you understand, then listen to me. S'il vous plaît, ma chérie, allez tomber la chemise. Parlez-vous français? Parlez-vous français? Si tu peux le parler, allez tomber la chemise. Parlez-vous
having a good time out there? You're tuned into TeeJay Radio. Waiting for the spreadsheet to fucking cooperate. So, hit me up. Snapchat me.
Hi, TJ.
Everyone?
That's fine, I'm meeting you.
Alright, fantastic.
So, we're coming in as Pilaqueta with first pick of the round, cleaning up and managed to keep a good amount of his tag coins. So he'll be good to go and get the first pick this time.
Yeah, SP's done quite well with his team. I was commentating earlier in the lobby, but I think he might be one of the weaker links on there, and we might even see weeks where he doesn't play in favour of the rest of his team, because he's just got such a solid lineup.
He definitely does. I know the first of all, thank you Sizzled and Balwas for commentating the first segment. Oh, and Curve. You were there. You were there at times. Yep. First of all, thanks to them. And yeah, but they did notice they had their concerns about the defensive lineup, letting his team, of course, a very well established offensive partnership. But assumingly, Aspi on defense with King hit, though he's been known to have connection issues, and then Noob, who's currently overseas, I believe. So there may be some issues there, and Aspi might need to look to maybe some more defenders to bump up his the lower spots on his roster.
Well, I think there's
Okay,
definitely still
well,
options available.
I think you're wrong, TJ. I am going to pick. No, I'll nominate now. Yeah, okay, so since TJ has told me to draft a defender, I'm going to pick. This is Jake.
Hey,
Is it updated yet? Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, no, Jake's a pretty solid player. Really, really good side to build a team around, especially with Noob.
Alrighty.
Yep. We are going to go with Shandor.
Shandor.
Ooh, interesting pick.
Yeah. I feel like he probably could have gotten away with picking up Shandor on one of the later rounds. That's fair enough.
Demo.
Demo. That's a really
Can we get this shit done, man?
that's a really good
I've
pickup
got
from
to
Rain.
leave in like an hour.
Rain has been sober for like 3 hours now. We've got to hurry this up.
What a tragedy. And I forgot the
Demo went in like round 8 or 9 for the past couple of drafts.
Oh, good.
It's really good for captains to finally start seeing his worth, considering he was still basically playing as a majors player in those past 2 seasons. solid defensive option, which he really needs.
Oh, he's still got a bit of time.
That's what that 34 minutes was for.
Yeah. All that time on the draft and we didn't even send it.
What shit is my pick? I picked TeeJay.
Hey, congratulations, TeeJay.
No problem, TeeJay.
TeeJay is a pretty shocking pick. Like,
it's a terrible pick. Like, look at those pub stats.
Straight from the bottom of the
44% win rate.
Ugh.
Alright, activation.
Fantastic.
Good start so far. No, that's Hoog making bets.
Hoog is not actually on Activation's team.
Okay. My first pick is the True 34.
That's a fairly predictable pick from Acti. He's he was in Whiskey Jack's team last season, and Truth was heading up the minors then. Did a great job there.
Absolutely obscene pub stats on him too.
Acti.
I can imagine what's happening is that they want to have a look at who their minors players are going to work well with. Acti will be more focused on his majors team. I'm sure let one of the
Shoebox has actually just said in chat that everyone has taken all the options they wanted. So probably is still a bit of deliberating to do here.
Look at that. We used to have a timer. It used to be super stressful. Bring back.
I could make ticking noises.
Please do. There's one silent clock. I might bump the music up a bit.
I think the biggest question that's arising from this minors pick is when is Curve going to be picked up?
That is a very good question, Curve.
I mean, look, the captains all know they've got plenty of time to pick up Curveball.
Yes, I am picking Dilza.
Hoog's prediction of Acti picking up Truth and Dim was very close.
Very close.
Dilza is an interesting pick as well.
Are they?
He's got some top dance, and that's.
Is this just looking for team chemistry, do you think? There's a lot of teams, like, especially with Bobby's Shandor pick as well. It seems like they're drafting for team chemistry over individual skill.
Hi there. I'm getting all the commentators tonight. I'm getting Curveballed.
Hey! Congratulations, Curveballed.
Oh, Hoogler.
Yeah, man.
solid minors defender last year.
Thank you.
Really picked up the slack when I completely disappeared.
Thank you. Okay, good. A's pick.
Strange Cloud.
Strange Cloud.
Expected Strange Cloud for majors, to be honest. I feel like
yeah, that's a solid pickup from A. Hey.
Rain has Rain has made his pick. He's selected a new friend.
Disastrous choice.
Absolutely.
Well, we know that Demo and new friend have experience playing together, so we're just getting word that apparently TJ, your mic might be muted on OBS, which means nobody's heard what you had to say.
Nobody? How about now?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure. On my OBS it says I'm broadcasting. I'm talking close to the mic now.
I've worked with Demo a lot past season, and I feel like we've built up some decent chemistry, so I'm happy to be on the team again.
Oh, that's adorable. Bobby, who you got?
I'm going to go with... Sorry, I'm going to go with Wallace.
Wallace. You should also go with a drink, Bobby. That might clear your throat up a bit.
But yes, Wallace moving pretty...
Swole.
The big...
Swole, do you plan on playing O or D this season? We know that you can switch between the two.
Up to Bobby.
Up to Bobby is the
That's
answer.
the team
Good
player.
answer as well. Very diplomatic answer. I like it.
Wallace has been stuck in some ailing minors teams before, so it'll be good to see how he pulls ahead in this one.
Ailing minors, please. Bad Balls 3. What the fuck are you talking about? Up to Bobby.
Next pick. Who are we waiting on?
SP.
As Pillock.
Fantastic.
Nice. Alright, we can all log off now and just leave it to a blank stream. Nobody cares anymore. That's our job done.
Yeah, that's all I was here for. That's my moment. On topic of my no open lights, I hope you all do enjoy the TeeJay TV logo in the bottom right. Cooltext.com is my new favorite place.
Where my team room is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, found it.
Yeah, there's some interesting picks so far. Yes, so we've got some we thought would go maybe a bit lower, and then some that we thought probably should have gone up. Like Strange Cloud, for me, that seems very low.
Strange Cloud is very low, definitely.
Like I think he was the top statted minors player, I believe.
Aspie's here to give us his pick.
Yeah, I am going for Laid Back Duke.
Ooh, good choice. Going for a tag pro mod. I bet he's thinking that might work in his favour in a clutch situation.
It's worked before.
I'll be back in 1 second.
Now Aspie has one more pick. I think he's chosen well to go first. He can really consolidate his minors team before anyone else does. Aspie got to go first because he had the most tag coins remaining, I believe.
In his favour. But yeah, LBJ, this is Jake. That's some pretty high quality players he's already got in his level roster. And again, some
new captaining.
Yeah, that would be a very versatile roster as well, I imagine.
Mm.
Alright, Aspie's back.
He's back in.
Hello. I'm going for Manball Pig.
Manball Pig?
Season 2 Wu-Tang Clan captain, briefly.
I'll be honest, I'm a bit shocked that Manball Pig went this low as well.
Well, he didn't seem to play that many games last season. That may have just been the if he can find
Yeah, it could be something of a speculative pick given how solid Aspie's team already is.
Alrighty, we are going to go with Scant.
Kenny.
It seems like Bobby's gone into this with a plan. He's really executed on it.
Definitely. But yeah, you can see their against pub stats are actually really impressive. I didn't realise he was so highly rated. Yeah, 74% win rate and a lot of really good defensive pub stats. So.
And Rain's in here. And Rain has picked Kitsune. Kitsune, another member of the House Targaryen miners team. Glad to have her back on the side. She was a fantastic offender last time. Hopefully she'll get another chance to flourish.
I was going to say, are we going to ignore this? Are we going to ignore this topic of conversation?
All right.
Dim Sim 3.
The boy wonder. He's me made it. Dim's a good lad, and I'm glad to see him go in a good spot on what looks like it's going to be a good team.
Any game he's playing that isn't Counter-Strike is good for us. I can't wait to hear his response to that.
That's savage.
Alright, who we got coming up? Doku.
Doku's pick?
By far the best captain in this draft so far.
He's got a very defensive miners team at the moment. He'll be looking to pick up some more offensive threat with only TeeJay to carry the offense. Yes, 100%. Do you know your major stats? Nice. Jim has popped in to tell the stream that he says that the curve sucks. So,
in the interest of remaining impartial, we were forced to read that out. Doku, who's you?
Hey, I'm picking Fog. Sorry for the wait.
Fog.
Yeah.
Fog.
Yeah.
There's that offensive potential that you're looking for.
Foggy's a very aggressive offender that I've noticed.
Hopefully TeeJay can help curb that a bit, help put his good support offense to work.
So, keen.
I think they'll work well together. That's going to be a really annoying duo to defend against. Acti's up next with his 2 picks. Hopefully he gets in here soon. He's got, at the moment, his minus teams, either Vin or Shu, Truth, and Dilza. What do you think he's looking for next?
Hard to say. I imagine probably some more offense though.
Here he is.
My 2 picks are This Is Nige and Name Doesn't Fit.
This is Nige and NDF.
There we go. Well, there's this is Nigel. He might play off. I think Nigel plays both, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes. And NDF.
I don't think so.
We started on the bench together here, so I think he's also a. So
I think Nigel's a bit of an underrated pick actually.
Yeah, I think
mainly he's going to do really great things on that team.
Yeah, I think Nigel had problems with his computer for the later half of last season, which is why he sort of dropped off the map a bit. But yeah, if he can sort those issues out and get some consistency, he'll be a really strong player. Yeah, I figured out the issue with my mic. Sorry, I have to be tabbed onto OBS for some reason. It's blank weird with Mumble, so my apologies. I've sorted it now. It shouldn't be cutting out anymore.
Dokugan's here
Welcome
making
back,
his pick.
Dokugan.
Hello. There's like no one left.
Mate, oi.
What?
There's a lot of people left. I'm not gonna...
I'm picking Klosek, because he's a cool guy.
Close,
Klosek.
sexy. The fresh king of memes. Again, another return after a long absence.
Has he made any comments about his availability?
I believe he's away for a little while, but I believe he's coming back, so I guess it's a long-term investment Dokugan's looking for here. Or
Yeah,
perhaps
that'll still be
just muscling in on the media business.
I feel like that'll be a strong pickup for the tail end of the season there, especially if either Pinkman or Dope don't work out.
Yeah, well,
I can't really see happening. But
if Klosek can return to form and return to his the Rubles glory days, he could maybe turn some things around. But I'm just worried about comms because apparently me and Klosek sound the same. So
at least he can push TeeJay out of the minus team.
oh, please.
Love you, TeeJay.
Love you too, baby. But actually, nah, bands are good. Better than Resident Sleeper commentary earlier. Love you guys.
Hey,
Who are we
coming
waiting?
next. No word on him yet.
Aioli. Think we're going looking for him.
Got Arcane, Strange Cloud, Dim, and Rolly. Probably looking for some more offensive power there.
Yeah, probably. Well, definitely offensive
here it
power
is.
because he's got Arcane and Strange Cloud. Probably, I think they were the two highest rated defenders last season for minus.
Get ready
so.
for this one, lads. I'm excited for Bismo Peptol.
Bismo Peptol. That's a big one. He's been an impressive player in pubs for a long time, and it's good to see him get out on the competitive stage. That's going to be that's the offensive power they're after, I think.
Absolutely. Be good to see how he makes that transition into OLTP. It's a bit of a different playing field.
Yeah, certainly.
I think Miners is going to be blown wide open this season. It's looking
Here
at
is
the
Rain
list
to
now.
make his pick.
All right,
He's
Rain's
choosing
here.
Pop.
Pop, 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 pop. It's just fun to say. I don't even know if I've ever played with Pop Pop. I just know I just love saying
I will tell you, me and Pop Pop were a force to be reckoned with during the zombie zombie minigame.
Are you saying you guys collaborated? Because I
Not
do
at
believe
all.
that
I'm
was
saying
against the spirit of zombies.
As survivors,
right.
As survivors, we're doing what survivors did. Bye-bye.
Hello. We are going to go with Piglet.
Scared Piglet.
Scared
Not just
Piglet.
any Piglet, a scared Piglet.
Scared Piglet, another miners pick, rookie pickup that is.
With 64.9%.
Yeah, she's also sort of made a return to the community, and she's been really.
Yeah, I'm excited about that pickup. She could definitely step into that miners team.
Yeah. With a bit of coaching.
Oh yeah,
There's
absolutely.
obviously a very, very big learning curve in your rookie season.
But yeah,
So,
I think again, Bobbe's probably sort of seen that they can sort of make a really sort of nice, cohesive team environment, which might be what he's after here.
Aspie is up next with his two picks. I think he's probably done one of the best miners team lineups here.
Yeah, definitely
just
can't.
LBJ and Smamble Pig, just that experience behind it, I think will be really, really good for him.
Yeah, I think this is Jake was probably one of the highest rated possible choices he could have done for his first pick in the snake draft.
Absolutely, here he is.
Hello guys. I am going to pick Blob.
Just Blob for now, or have you got your second pick? Or?
And Floodman.
And Floodman.
Floodman.
There we go. Blob and Flood. Blob's an interesting one. To say.
If she's willing to stay in a game for more than 20 seconds,
I'm expecting to see a lot of subs.
He promised me. He promised.
She promised.
And Floodman obviously also played a large amount of miners defense towards the end of the season, last season.
Yep.
He really stepped it up. I think he's going to be a decent replacement for either LBJ or MVP if need be.
Yeah, he's one of the more aggressive defenders. He does do well in that capacity, but I think he'll be able to probably be one of the top defenders in the league if he can just reel it back a little bit.
Absolutely.
I think that's probably the right team environment for him to be in with Noob, LBJ, Mamble Pigs. These very experienced players that might be able to sort of guide him a little bit.
And we apologise, Bobby.
I forgive you.
That's good.
This time.
This time. So for our next pick, we're going to go Spleen Bean.
Spleen Bean.
Spleen Bean, another top lad.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun team channel to be in.
Absolutely. Yeah, Spleen Bean, you can see his pub stats there. His defense stats actually very strong, so yeah. I mean, I don't think I've actually seen that much competitive play from Spleen, so my apologies, but yeah, he could be adds a bit of defensive strength to that lineup.
I mean, at this point, you're really looking at lots of speculative choices from the captains, just seeing if they can get the next Morgan or the next whoever, just to really improve their own team.
Absolutely, I believe Wallace was last round, wasn't he? In the ended up.
Yeah, I think he was last round last season. Yeah.
All right, moving on. Rain.
And before that, Wallace did play for Bad Balls 3.
Here is Rain. Rain's chosen Mike Litt.
Mike Litt.
That's going to be the most blazed team I think we've ever seen.
That's it. We figured out Rain's strat. It took us 9 rounds, but he's going for chill. He's all about the chill team.
All about the chill. No,
I'm gonna have to buy some weed.
That's going to be a pretty decent team, I think. Pretty decent indeed. Alright.
How decent? You'll just have to ask Mike.
So
A's up next.
Yeah, so he's added his I think he's got a pretty well balanced team now with Bismo hopefully being able to provide that real offensive power that he needs with Dim Sim.
Really, I think Bismo is the only question mark actually of that team. Just whether he can make that good transition.
Yeah,
from pubs.
So maybe A will be looking for maybe a bit more offense again to sort of back him up.
With Rolly, Arcane, and Strange, you'd hope your D would just be locked down there.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you could ask for like a better combo. Like Arcane and Strange Cloud, didn't they play together? They played together last season, wasn't Arcane?
I think they played together either last season or 2 seasons.
Oh, season ago. I think I remember playing against them and just being. That's right. I remember. Yeah, season 3 minors. I think it was the 2 of them, and I think that was a lockout score from Krusty Grabs. I remember we played that game. It was Boombox, and we scored 0. No grabs, pretty much. So yeah, definitely they'll be ridiculously strong. It just it's their offense. It's a bit questionable.
Speaking of questionable offense, Dokugun's minus team right now. I don't know, TJ. You willing to step up?
Alright.
Elfie would like you to know, TJ, it was 11-0.
I remember it fondly. I like.
Anyone else here to make his pick? Loom.
Illuminati. There we go.
I haven't seen a lot of Loom competitively.
I played. He played.
I'm not saying he hasn't played. I'm saying that I don't recall playing against him.
Nah, I think. Yeah, he was on Krusty Grabs as well, and we had a good time.
Right.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He'll link you Mac and me every single time for the game, and I fell for it every time, and I was disappointed in myself. But good lad, and a fairly versatile player. I think I saw him play both O and D, so it should be a lot of fun.
Here to make his pick.
G'day.
G'day.
I'm going for Whiskey Jack's little brother called Jim Bay.
Jim
Bay. Wait, is he his little brother? Or is he... I don't actually know.
Wait, are they actually related? Or are you fucking with me?
No, they're brothers. No, they're legit brothers, I'm pretty sure.
Here to steal the strats from Acti.
Yeah, Jim Bay, another rookie. It's good to see like a lot of these rookies getting pretty highly drafted sort of spots. I guess a lot of people are sort of willing to take a chance on their minors this time round.
I mean, everyone's sort of consolidated their minors teams already. So really, that's what these rounds are for. Just taking those chances. Acti is up next with 2 picks. Who would you be looking at? Left.
Ooh. There's a lot
Here he is.
Oh, there he is.
I don't even know who's left.
I have a question. I'm not even sure if this person is playable, but is Ball Jobby in the draft? And if he is, we pick Ball Jobby.
Swole, that's your master of spreadsheets.
Yes, I guess he's in the draft. Okay.
Yeah, he's in.
He's in.
We'll be back with the second pick.
Alright, so Ball.
Ball Jobby. That is going very late.
He may have some availability issues.
I mean, you'd hope so. Otherwise, the other captains have just been overlooking someone who's a fantastic offender. I'd be interested to see how many games he can actually make it up to.
So.
Yeah, he definitely was. One of the scary players on his team, if I remember right.
Yeah, so again, like odd choices sort of seeing in these later rounds that you wouldn't really expect, but I guess it's sort of...
If say, Ball Jobby and Shandor had swapped places, I wouldn't have been shocked at all.
Yeah, and again, we saw Shandor going round 5 in the second pick of the Snake Draft, which... I'm still curious about that. But I'm sure Bobo's got something in mind.
Hopefully Acti will come back at some point to make his second choice. Said he needed to consult.
Alright, so... Yeah, I'm just looking
Here he is.
Here he is.
Our second pick is Bosch Jeremy.
Bosch Jeremy.
Jezza.
Jezza, one of the true pub veterans, I'd say. Jezza,
Oh, definitely. He's been around for a while.
He's been around a while.
Going to be a pretty hard breakthrough for him, regardless. Though there's a lot of good players on that minors team that are going to be vying for spots.
Yeah, definitely. He's going to be might be on the bench for a little while, but it'll be good to see him, see if he can make that transition into the.
Dropping on here to make his pick.
Hello there. This might come as a surprise, but I'm picking iTag Pro.
iTag! Give iTag minutes. iTag over TeeJay.
Whoa. Let's not get hasty here, mate. But 2016 is the year. iTag. Will he get his minutes? Next episode.
We can only hope.
What position is iTag? O or D?
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
I believe. But yeah, you can see he's got a fairly decent pub win rate, so see how he fares. I guess sort of maybe his communication some people may be worried about, but
yeah, that's the real red flag for me there. But I mean, your team obviously strong enough to not have that really affect you too much if he doesn't end up working out.
I'll take the boy under my wing and we'll I'll see if I can make a man out of him.
Just because he's black doesn't mean you can call him boy, you racist.
Wait, what?
Why are you always so racist?
Why is that?
You're the worst.
What?
What's your pick? Wraith.
Wraith
T87. It's another bad balls.
Aficionado.
Perhaps. And here's Rain with his pick as well.
Radio
Nice and quick.
Nazo. There we go. Just straight out the blocks. He's ready to go.
Can't say I've heard of
Nazo.
Nazo before.
Alright. Is this another Dark King situation?
No, Nazo I think's real.
Let's find out.
How are his pub stats?
Just look him up.
Alright. 60, just shy of 65% and a decent amount of defense, so I guess maybe.
That's pretty decent.
Well, we can see.
Potentially a problem. The user Naso has not played a game of Tag Pro in over 1,000 hours.
Oh, well, in fairness, I've barely played for a month.
Well, there's 160.
I think Curve just cut out there.
168 hours in a week.
Thereabouts. Shandor is saying that the spreadsheet's broken, and also that Naso plays on alt accounts.
Yeah, I think I tabbed out. It should be fine now. I think it like.
Okay, our next pick goes to Bobby.
Hello, hello.
Yo.
Hello.
We are going to go with Squidder.
Squidder. We're really venturing into the realms of players that I don't know because I am pretty well absent from pubs these days.
I've not seen Squidder once.
No, I've seen him in pubs recently. He's alright.
He's alright.
I don't know much about him. I know his name from pubs, so he's been active recently. So
I feel like that's a glowing endorsement from TeeJay.
yeah.
He's
Well,
alright
I don't
with
spend that much time in pubs, so anyone I notice on a regular basis, they must be playing a lot. So yeah, I guess they're sort of venturing into this sort of unknown with these later round picks and just going for maybe players they've seen more active recently. Over maybe more concerns about other players. I might cut out again.
We still do have another 7 picks to go.
Yeah, and Aspi about to pick up his final 2. We've been seeing some odd picks. It's interesting to see if maybe Aspi's spotted anyone that's been overlooked so far.
I think all in all, Aspi's last few picks have been very solid compared to the other teams. Aside from obviously that ball jobby pickup, which I think is just huge from Acti.
There has to be a reason for that.
Yeah, you'd hope there'd be availability.
Yeah, just looking through at the moment at some players yet to be picked up. There's a lot of names on here that are just sort of maybe more unknowns that people might take a gamble on, but sort of see how we pan out.
Any cross-continental choices? Any Europeans? Any Americans interested in playing?
Any Dodds or Balkanins?
You'd have Dodds fall just for the bands, wouldn't you?
I'm not saying that everyone should have drafted Dodds for round 1. I'm just saying, why haven't they done that?
Well, Doddsfall said he was going to commentate and he bailed, so like, that immediately red flags for his commitment there. but maybe being able to lock down a couple of tag pro mods might also work in your favour. Prevent any dong-a-dossing situations.
We've just got word from 2NZ himself that he hasn't been drafted yet, but he assures us his Season 3 stats were alright.
And Shandor is saying to draft Crippy, who I don't think I've ever heard of.
Has he been Crisp?
Possibly.
Crisp, I think, pulled out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so Crisp is out for this season. If that was who Shannon was, I don't know who Crippy is. If Crippy's a person, if he's a person. Oh god, as people
ready to make his pick.
Hello. I'm going to choose Crippy from America.
That's creepy.
OLTP.
All right.
Okay.
And do you have your round 7 pick available as well?
Mate, been in there for like 5 minutes. If we had the timer, you'd be in deep strike right now.
I'm going for James 99.
James 99, another pubber. James. So is it just James 9 and he just doubled it at both ends?
I feel like 99 might be a birth year, rather.
That's scary to think because he's 17 now, and that makes me feel really old.
You are.
Please, I'm 93. What are you complaining
Papa
about?
Curveballed over here. Tell us some stories of the old country. But yeah, that's Crippy. So there we go. There's our Crippy, an MLTP player. So there's your international influence.
Yeah, Shandor saying that it's an MLTP god. Here's Bob A to pick.
Hello, hello. Alrighty.
Hello.
For our last pick, we're going to do something a bit controversial. I have drafted this person before, and I was let down, but I believe there's a chance for a turnaround. I don't know what else to say. I just hope the other captains don't get too upset about this. But I'm going to draft Smack.
Smack. The Smack assault.
What?
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 Smack. I don't remember Smack being signed up.
I
don't see Smack on the draft packet. Can we get a confirmation?
What just happened?
Bobby's trying to cheat.
Bobby.
God. Let this guy captain, see what happens.
Hang on, we need the master of spreadsheets in on this. Swole, what's going on?
Smack is absolutely not on the draft packet.
Alright. We were messing with ya.
Fucking
But our last pick will be 1-1.
1-1. 1-1 over Max Raw.
Oh.
That's gonna be some tension. But no, 1-1. I think he's probably the newest player in the community at the moment. He's making waves.
It was very fun to see all the captains instantly flock in here and tell us that Smack withdrew. Just quickly making sure that Bobo wouldn't get Smack again. That was a formidable
Everybody
time.
shit themselves simultaneously then.
Alright.
Who's
Hello,
Rain?
Rain. Last pick, what we got?
Man, this pick was tough coming up with it. I'm going to be honest. I mean, I definitely knew that I wanted somebody that might not necessarily be the oldest player on Mumble, might not necessarily be the most mature, or even have one of the lowest voices. This person, I played with them competitively before. Their enthusiasm and their exceptionally high voice has always meant that they meant so much to me in the competitive sphere. I'd like to pick Flinny Winnie.
Flinny! Rain does it again. The same joke
Every
does not stop being
year,
funny.
it's just a matter of which person.
Notable for last season, I believe not showing up to training once.
And just only recently back from England, from an extended stay overseas, so be interesting to see his commitment, but he's a good lad and he'll bring a lot of fun to that team, I think. But
that does.
Going off his...
that does look like a fun team.
It does, but going off his CSGO comms, might be a very loud team.
It just looks a lot like Rain just wanted to draft House Tags Miners team. He's just picking up everyone he can get.
I mean, Flynn was as much of House Tags Miners team as you were. Like, there for like 2 games, but mostly just there in spirit.
I'm feeling a lot of aggression here, Dr. John. We need to talk this out. Fuck.
Just call me Doku.
Yeah, alright, well, just coming back. 3 picks left, and do you think there's any players that have been overlooked that might still be having a chance here?
I still believe Dokugan's going to pick up Maxwell for the Spiking Bees callback.
The Spiking Bees. It's a name I've not heard in a long time. But yeah, well, as Rain did his good old bait and switch, boom, headshot.
He's drafting an Aussie guy.
Yep, fantastic.
Aussie guy. I think he's again slipped through the cracks. An Ocon commissioner, mind you. And after the raving success of Ocon, I'm sure he's hungry for more action. Alright, Dokugan, you're very quick on the trigger here. You ready to go?
Is he going to
Yo-yo.
this draw?
Yo-yo, who you got for us?
I'm going to pick Mihi there.
Me here, there.
Me there. I've seen him around in pubs a lot.
Yeah, he's been active.
He's impressed me.
Was he here or there?
Curveballed already cracking the dad jokes.
Thank you, folks. Here or there? I'm not actually. This shit's gone on for fucking ever.
One pick left. One pick left, and
Who's it going to come down to?
I don't know. There's a lot of people that are going to be very, very sort of dependent on this last pick. I remember I was the last pick season 2, and I just kind of like whatever. I saw Max Raw get drafted, and I kind of gave up. And then,
Wallace is just filling us in. There's 27 players left.
27 players left. I think.
Solid work. So TeeJay has just been telling us a great story that no one else has heard.
Absolutely. All right, we've got a full list of players still undrafted.
Vulcan
That's a word.
MD, 2NZ, Curry, Black Tiger, Delano, Boom Headshot, Exate, Cooley Dude, Flume, Emily, Home Slice, I Love Demo, Magic Moves, Pass the Flag, Max Raw, Sliquid, Mr. Hat, Son of Drogo, Rosewater, Starballs, Scott Ludlam, WXLBZ, Tantru, The Playmaker, The Poop, Voltaire, and XX Bong Smoker.
There's definitely a lot of names in that list that are going to be very actively wanting this last slot. I think
there are some names that are going to be exceedingly upset in the lobby after this after this draft. So feel free to look out for that.
Well, like just knocking off like them to a short list here. 2NZ could be a controversial one, but he could be. Boom Headshot, of course. He's very active. Flume, my boy.
Flume, get out of here. What are you doing?
He's trying to rig the commentary, but he is my boy. I've always had a soft spot for Flume, so I'd love to see him get it. But again, a lot of players on the list. But activation here, I think we're about to find out.
Oh, here we are.
So there's 2 players you have in mind.
Can you get one?
I'm sorry to one of them, but the player we are drafting is who TeeJay said, Flume.
Flume.
I had you back the whole time. I think we'll like not mention whoever the other one was to avoid hurting anyone's feelings. But there we go, Flume.
Well, that's it. That's our drafts.
We did it. Season 5. These are your teams.
Good luck, have fun. Season 5. Now, before we head off, we just have a official commissioner announcement to make very quickly. This comes from our beloved Commissioner Klosek. He says, "When I took up the position of Director of Operations, I intended to fulfill the position to the best of my ability, and should real life get in the way, I would do the honourable thing and step down. Unfortunately, that day has arrived, and due to a month-long trip overseas, I'll be unable to fulfill the role to the best of my abilities, and thus must step down for the good of the league. I wish my replacement TeeJay the best of luck, and I apologise to the league for being unable to fulfill my commitments. I intend to reapply to become a commissioner in the future, but for now, I wish the best of luck to my fellow commissioners and to all who are playing in Season 5. So, congratulations, TeeJay. Welcome to the commissioners.
Oh, God.
Sad news there from Klosek.
One of you now.
TeeJay.
I can't hang out with the cool kids now, they'll all be sus on me, but no, thank you Klosek. It's gonna be heavy shoes to fill. But
oh, you don't have to make a half-assed speech, don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine.
Please. I don't want to. Nah, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks also to TeeJay for hosting this stream today,
Hey,
and Wallace for working the spreadsheets.
Yep, and of course the rest of my fellow commissioners now, I guess. Curve, Rain, and Hoog for keeping things all getting all warmed up and ready to go, and we're looking forward to a killer season.
And I've just got word from Wallace that I think Hoog was also working the spreadsheets, so thanks to both of those.
Yeah, I think Hoog was entering stuff in manually, and Wallace got them all set up. So yeah, a lot of work done. We got there. I'm ready for a nap. So thank you everyone for tuning in tonight, and I hope we all see you around in the coming weeks for what should be a cracker season.
We'll see you week 1. Bye, kids.
Love yous.